Good morning and welcome to Join the Dots. Now yesterday I left you with an incredibly powerful piece, didn't I? The interview between Daniela Carboni and David Morgan. Fantastic piece, unbelievable detail, history, description from David, fantastic. But he left you with the last 4 minutes, which were much more powerful to me. Lack of integrity everywhere. And it falls in with my belief that we are living in a world of corporate fascism. And I've said it many times. Now, I don't want to go on about that. But what I do want to say is that to find a piece like that is not that difficult. But you haven't got the time, have you? This is what Join the Dots is all about. I find incredible number of pieces. And what I did today was I looked at my phone and I thought, okay, so let's start last week on Monday, all right? And I'm now going to run you through just the pieces I found on Monday of last week, okay? But tomorrow we're going to come back and we're going to do an interview that is just as powerful as David Morgan's was on silver, where he sees a 10x without a problem. I'm going to give you the same or a different interview, but the same powerful message on gold. Okay, because these are the two areas that we're settling on for wealth. Yes, there's XRP in the background, but there's too much noise on XRP at the moment. There's too much noise on all crypto. I don't want to get lost in noise. I want to find the truth. Okay, and until something happens that shows me there's a truth, I'm not interested in the noise. Right. So let's go back to last Monday. So I looked at my phone, I said, what did I find Monday? So, okay, let's start. Monday, the $1 trillion time bomb that is AI. I have no doubt, and this was David Einhorn, it was focused on by Eurodollar University, and the money that has piled into AI is just obscene, even compared to .com, which ended up with Enron and others just crashing into nothing, didn't it? I actually went to the Enron sale in London of all the items, and just ridiculous. People are so lost in the moment that at that auction, okay, and this was Enron, whenever it happened, 2001, whatever, televisions were selling at twice the retail price because it was Enron. Can you believe it? I mean, that's how mad this world gets at that sort of moment. So anyway, $1 trillion time bomb on AI, and we'll come back to that again and again. And this was just Monday, remember. This is just last Monday. Okay, then we come to home building, the lying by Lennar about the true price of a home. So all those websites that report house prices, completely, utterly useless, because it's false data. Rubbish in equals rubbish out. It's always been the same on data. Look at the CPI from the US Statistics Office. Shadow stats, inflation 8 to 11, government 2.8. We know why, because they've got to keep their commitments down in the future, and the higher inflation goes, the more their commitments shoot off the top. Just so simple, so simple. But you don't hear it in the media. You will not find it unless you do what I do, which is spend 12 hours a day, 10 hours a day maybe, 7 days a week, trying to find the damn truth. It is so difficult. Or it's not after a while, because after a while you can see through everything. So what's the next one? Stock market, AI stocks hyper bubble. Greg Manorino. Yes, well, you won't have seen that. That came into me. Yes, he picks on the same issue as Michael Einhorn. Then we have dollar collapse, gold surge from Alistair McLeod. Again, tomorrow I will do a full gold show, just like I did a full silver one on Saturday. All right? Full gold show tomorrow. Alistair McLeod features. Then we get to a fantastic piece on Substack by Natalie Winters. You might not think it's connected. It is. Harvard, they, them, political violence. Political violence stimulated by universities. What is this world come to? Integrity has gone, said David Morgan. Do you remember yesterday's tagline? We've lost integrity. So Harvard, and through the MSN, promoting political violence. And what did we see again in yesterday's show? Nigel Farage responding to Keir Starmer's deliberate attempt to create political violence by calling every English person who supports reform a Nazi fascist. They are the fascists. Can you see it? Remember, this is just Monday of last week. These are the news stories. Japan's rising inflation, bond yields. Now we come to the carry trade, the unwind of the carry trade. Jake Claver's video, I sent it to you many weeks ago now. Have a look at it. Okay. AI, and here's another link on AI. Boom. Private credit. Yes. This mythical masters suddenly of banking who've come out of nowhere and said they can do credit better than banks. Private credit. Ponzi. Absolute Ponzi. That will collapse. And all that money that's gone into private credit will be lost. And what does that do when you have huge amounts of money lost in a credit system? Oh, banks. Oh, banking system. Oh dear. GFC on top of .com, isn't it? We're going to have loads of initials in the end, aren't we? We're going to have a whole series of initials to say what happened. GFC.com, AI, private credit, everything is going to be all a long list of disasters man-made for greed by a few at the expense of the many. Yes, every investor. Okay. So then we get on to silver's setup, truly extraordinary. Do you remember that interview with Grant Williams I sent you? Where he sees that everyone who's been conditioned over the last 20 years to look for 3x, 4x, 5x, 10x, 20x, because they've lived through the Bitcoin experience, they've lived through the crypto experience generally. Even my XRP is 6x when I started at 50 cents. We're just over $3 at the moment. So I've done 6x in, 8 months, 9 months. 6x. It's ridiculous, isn't it? It's not real. It is real if you cash in. It's not real if it disappears again. Private credit, AI. A lot of this will disappear. A lot of it will disappear and it will take the banks with it. Okay. So, silver set up truly extraordinary. I agree with that with Grant Williams. I think all the money that is now in the last 20 years, all the people who've invested and have become conditioned not to making 5% or 6% or 7% like we were in the 70s and 80s, but conditioned to making 5x, 10x, 20x, 50x. Yeah, okay. They will go for silver. I can see that so clearly. China destroying its own economy on China Update with Tony, our friend there at China Update. 3 to 11 minutes, particularly if you want to watch that episode, get it on YouTube. China destroying its economy. It's true. They are destroying their own economy. Out of control police in the UK. Out of control. Yes. No integrity. No equal justice under the law. Remember that from Saturday's show? Do you remember it? From that silver show. Integrity. Gone. Lost. Crashed autos. Yes, that was the day that we started to put together the video I gave you on the crashed auto market, which I think you saw Friday or Thursday. Crashed autos. Everything. Lies again. A company that now says it might have 1 billion of assets and 50 billion of liabilities. How does that happen? How? You've got quarterly reports, you've got auditors, you've got responsible management. 1 billion of assets, 50 billion of liabilities. This is just last Monday. I'm not joking. Okay, this is the sort of the amount of information that I take in to produce for you 11 or 12 minutes at the end of the day. Iran currency hits a new low. India hits a new low. 150 trillion debt market. This was a good pictorial description of where all the debt is in the world. The US has 58.6 trillion. China, it says, has 26. That's garbage. I know it's more than that, because I know the local governments have 17 and it's not even declared. Okay, trillion dollars, not one, not billions, 17 trillion dollars. Okay, so their 26 total is garbage. They'll be up. They'll be very close to US at the end of the day. Japan 11.1, France 6.5 trillion. We know France is collapsing. We know Japan's got rising inflation, rising bond yields, and it's got 11.1 trillion in debt. We know it's got to do something about that. Okay, Dubai property hype. Yes, a big piece came out from UBS, didn't it? Union Bank of Switzerland. Big piece came out on the Dubai property market. And remember, at the beginning of the '08 GFC, Dubai's property market was one of the features that caught a lot of attention. Right, and what else have we got? Meanwhile, the MSM, the Guardian in England goes back to gold. What's causing gold to rise? Oh, inflation and interest rates. No. Oh, it's garbage. Garbage. But there are some bits in that article that's quite good, actually, but you have to really dig. So the headline seeker is not going to see it. You have to really dig deep to find some good parts of that article. The initial hype, which most people just read and that's what they take in as their information, was garbage. One of the things I've often heard is that you can't even fill an Olympic-sized swimming pool with all the gold that's ever been mined in the history of the world. And the new picture now is 22 meters cube. Okay, the World Gold Council says that if you put all the gold ever mined in the history of this planet, it would be no bigger than a 22 meter cube. Sounds about right. Supply only rising 1.7% a year. And the Bank of America reporting that the gold ETF inflow in the last 4 weeks has been 17.6 billion. However, and this is the key point, this is why you have to dig so deep, the key point is only 0.4% of private client assets under management is in gold. 0.4%. Now, what did we see in those other articles? We saw new portfolio structures coming out of 60-20-20, 50-30-20, 20% now gold. What the world has at the moment, 0.4% of private money is in gold. There's no other choice for these people. They're going to go for gold. Tomorrow, I will come back with a tremendous piece on gold for you, equivalent to the piece I gave you from our great friend David Morgan, our new friend David Morgan and Daniela Camboni on silver. I'm going to come back tomorrow with but I just wanted to do that for you. I wanted to show you that all those stories I've just given you are one day's news if you look for the truth and join the dots. One day. Thank you very much. Come back tomorrow for an incredible gold episode. Thank you.